You can prepare this okra and semo soup for as low as 3,000 naira. Yes, you heard me right. Fish 500, momo 500, okra 300, pepper 200. So I deboned the fish first and prepared okra. We'll be blending some okra and cut some of it into big sizes just to have that crunchy okra taste in the soup. So I had to prepare everything I'll be using before cooking. I pick out 5 to 6 pepper out of this because the pepper is very peppery. I was mindful of the amount of pepper I'll be using. At this point, I was done blending the okra. I set it aside. Then I blended the pepper and set it aside. I had to return the blender engine back to its place. Then I started chopping the okra to big sizes for the crunchy taste. Next, I decided to cut the 500 naira pomo into 4 pieces. I also washed the pomo with some salt just to be washing pomo with salt is actually very good. So there was a little bit pepper remaining, so I had to put it inside the fridge. At this point, I was so hungry and tired. I had to eat some watermelon to regain my strength. I returned back to deboning the fish. I had to make sure there was no more bone in the fridge. Honestly, I love fish so much, but I'm always scared of swallowing bones. Honestly, there's no way I will eat fish without swallowing bones every time. At this point, it was time to cook. I put water on the fire. I washed and poured the fish inside the pot. I added some chopped onions. I washed and added the ero, the locust bean. Then I poured in the blended okra. I added some salt and seasoning cubes. I added a little bit of crayfish. I mixed together and leave it on the fire for some few minutes. Then it was time for me to add the red oil. At this point, the okra was already looking so trust me, it tastes as good as it looks. So the okra was ready and I had to move to turning the semo. So remember, we're using 3 cups of semo. So 3 cups of semo, that's like 750 naira. Because we want to make sure we don't use more than 3,000 naira for this meal. At this point, the semo was ready, like almost ready. I was making sure to turn it very well so it would be as fluffy as possible. So I already washed down the linen I'll be putting the semo into. Then I served the semo because it was ready and it was looking so fluffy, I served for myself and for my man. Oh my god, at this point I was so hungry. Like I was so fucking hungry. And trust me, if you tasted this soup, you wouldn't believe I prepared this soup with just 3,000 naira. Like it wasn't even up to 3,000 naira. And the soup tasted so good and nice. At this point, I was so hungry and ready to eat this delicious soup and fluffy semo. So you can come join me. I know you might find hard believing I made this soup with just 3,000 naira, right? Anyways, thanks for watching. You can also try making this at home. I need to go eat my food. Bye for now.